Says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to the rival captain. Clarifies that rigging the odds in your favor in preparation of the takeover is one thing, but collateral damage is another. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. That hit the spot, wrecked it. That twirly wheel works that drain pipe. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Everything's clocking together. Can't hurt to try. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. They never lost hope you'd come, but weren't sure if they'd last long enough to see it. Says the tribe's been hard on them. Won't hesitate to carve out some revenge on those who hurt them. A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Better stay clear of the red ray. Here's the second line of defense. Red means danger. Timber. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switched off the light. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it, then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close, though. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Karam.
Says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You've earned the privilege of carrying the tribe's weapon. Figures the honor belongs to the tribe, too. Out of Date says he's doing his best to keep up, but from what he can tell, it seems you're making progress with the tribe conflict. He had a feeling you'd get along with the Myriad tribe, but it remains to be seen what the future holds for your alliance. You seem to share the same values as the Myriad tribe. You both have the same optimistic outlook on life. At least, for now. But Out of Date emphasizes that solving the tribe conflict won't matter unless you help make a stand against the World Eaters. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's forebodings are justified. The jumbo puff needs to be taken care of.
Yowotulua, Yuba, Tuluwawa.
He says the time has come to confront the Jumbo Puff at the end of the west route.
Yuba, Tuluwawa.
Gizmo is working on making his Mekton strong enough to endure the oxygen-deprived dead zone all the way out to the World Eater.
Iboda Kilmok.
You should get over there and see what you can do to help. He knows things that you need to know. So, says you covered the important things already. Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about, but doesn't really want to talk about it right now. Grateful you're on the same side. Team fixing the world. So, says you covered the important. There are shadows forming again. Says the shop holds something for everyone, especially you. Wants you to know you won't find a better deal anywhere else. Asks you to check out the wares, confident you'll find everything you need here. Says this is the go-to place if you like a good deal. Let's strike a deal. Let's see. That's a gnote. Easy prey for Lupin. For everyone else, they're a perfect mount and easily tamed if they are kept fed. Hey, a mount has no gears to grind. Lockety-locked. Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. shot. Pang, pang. Bomper Bonker's busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. Kaboom! Killed that. It's starting to add up. Better get moving before the day passes you by. Wonder what you could make with that. You've been working out. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. Let's see. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. It carries so much hate, and its insatiable hunger has only increased over the years since it claimed revenge on your parents. Gizmo says he also has re-memories from the long gone, but unlike you, he doesn't think of the past, for it's gone. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo understands you still have strong feelings, but urges you to keep them under control. You've witnessed firsthand what it'll lead to.
Take that light!
Really, you ought to use your head instead of your gut.
See? The darkness lets you get away with anything.
Just remember, you can always find light in the dark.
Dark? When you already know you're right.
Would like to know if you ever doubt the choices you made on the path that brought you to this point. Would you have been happier going in a different direction? Figures you're either a rare person or a good liar. Maybe both. Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only chance they had. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seemed so centered and so seeking. Figures everyone does. They seem unusually dedicated to finding them. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone, so you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mekton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mekton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. There are more crates from before the apocalypse left out in the wild. Easy to find if you keep an eye out. You should be able to gather enough scrap to upgrade the Mekton from them. There's a lot on the line here. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. That's the leftover you're looking for. No one likes to fall. Bad place to be dizzy. Birds can't breathe to sing. Keep hold of that. Well worth the effort. What will you make today? He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun, and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. He made a suction device so the Mekton can use the black tar as an instant refuel. You can also use it to clear oily goo puddles, so you can pass and access hard-to-get-to areas. He's been working on another project for the Mekton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find scripts. Gizmo thinks he's a little peculiar, but very knowledgeable. He has the ins and outs of all monster and creature whereabouts. You can always danger ditch, right? The Grease Monkey's Mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to. Mekton is even mightier. The day almost makes you want to smile. Who needs a ladder?
Bocile. Inmo. Diava. Como judo pavazil. Khalifaf Cairo.
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be.
Evasilt.
Says a monster hunter hears many things on the wind.
Como judo pavazil.
Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes.
Vetze Njavov.
Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make.
Sem.
You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care.
Schon Silogo Bartinea Fanish. Sherila Fia.
It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss.
Jab Intan Kakudu.
When it comes to monsters, he mostly picks who dies.
Will Shila Muktakanyo Umwaka.
Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot.
Dakanyo Umwaka.
Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead.
Tariman mich.
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones.
Gar.
Says they keep the monsters away. He needs them closer, not farther.
Und Lumfaub so.
But enough of that, right?
Bushtarenmörderfahr. Und Lumfaub so.
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed.
Ziehen.
He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output.
Baskilka Michael Tagugal. Interbadam Faurujudu.
Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short.
Lech.
Says as big as they are, the world is bigger. To find where they are, you need to see where they've been.
Ja.
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter.
Ja.
Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big.
Lemma. Sarevanyat Saab.
There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes.
Ruven. Why Adfunu Jabe?
Says you stick to the hunting and shots present themselves later. Let's see. Watch out for branches when you're in the trees.
Kun.
Moog says you should go hunt for squips in the cave he gave you directions to. Wait, it's the Scrip hole-up. Place is just filled with critters. Punch, crunch. We are lonesome animals that spend all our life trying to be less lonesome. Bolted shut. Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, they caused their own death. Netted a critter. Up for grabs. Legs won't. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Now, you look like a gunslinger, but are you really a wheeling-dealing son of a gun? Stomping time. Nice handling. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mekton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done. It's not his cleanest invention so far, but it gets the job done. Use it to suck up gooey oil puddles in the Mekton's way so you can pass. Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. The Mekton will be strong enough to do the job. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now. Otherwise, he fears the damage it's caused to the tree already will be too much to handle. He asks you to not even think about taking on the Jumbo Puff on foot. You'll need the Mekton to do the job. Take his word for it. There's time to improve the Mekton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mekton with on your own. He got the idea to build the Mekton when he found a big crate containing the metal frame for something Toxanol had named an exoskeleton. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Says you should enjoy the day. You're going to need something that protects you in order to descend under surf. Says talking to you was interesting. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Says you'll see each other later.